There's a saying in the photography vlogging community: it's important to find order out of the chaos. There's also a saying to slow down, just take your time, which is all very good unless you've got a sky about to explode at sunrise, revealed its wonderful colours, and you just haven't got a composition. And that's basically what's happened to me this morning. To be honest, it's not something I usually go for, i.e. the colours at sunset or sunrise. I find that it distracts you from the composition. It just takes all the elements away and you're focusing just on those colours. But let's be honest, it's a great feeling, isn't it? The sky just erupting in front of you. You just want to take advantage of it, don't you? What you see behind me is a last minute composition. I've taken it, not sure if it works, but really is a lovely tangled mess of trees, and I'm just trying to frame up as much as possible. I've wandered down to this field. It's a few miles away from where I live, heading more west. It's a lovely frosty morning. Just gonna see what I can find. There is a lone tree back there, but that's all it is really, just a lone tree. Might have a few stabs at it. Bit of minimal photography, but there's some nice frost on the ground and there's some nice specimens around as well. See what I can find. That's another saying you commonly find in the vlogging community. Or is that just me? Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a lone tree. It creates a sense of solitude, evokes an emotion. That's another saying. But for me, it's not testing my creativity. I want to just expand a bit further. I looked around, but it's just a lone tree, a bit boring. So I'm just going to move on. The problem, well, I say it's a problem, if it's a problem at all, is the more experience I get in my landscape photography, more fussy I become. And that in turn leads to less images, which again isn't really a bad thing. But I just think it's a sign of your maturity of the art. I am looking for the right composition. The sun is just starting to appear through a brief break in the clouds. All is not lost. Perhaps it will cast some light on this frosty landscape. Poet. So I've just abandoned the lonely tree you saw earlier. I've just come back to this nicely shaped gnarly tree. This is something appealing to me. It's still got a touch of frost on it. It's just got that nice contrast. I've just moved along and there's actually another lone tree. So I've just played around with the composition. I'm just using this framing element. Gone portrait. I've decided to go portrait rather than landscape. The issue I had was focusing, so I've gone quite low aperture of f14, but just experimenting with different frames. Just something really warming to find such opportunities in your local area. I just come across this composition, simple composition. Now, a good technique to use in your landscape photography is the use of repetition, repetitive shapes. And this little cluster, for want of better words, of grass tufts just caught my eye. It creates some nice circular shapes, and then that's leading your eye onto a row of trees, which in itself are quite interesting. The problem I had as I was approaching the area is it's rather boggy. Lots of mud underfoot, so I had to bear that in mind, or take that into account, and not allow my footsteps to ruin the composition. And I've opted here not only for a 2 to 3 crop whilst I'm framing, but also just to see what it looks like as a 1-to-1 square crop as well. Remember, square crops, I tell you, they will open up a new area of landscape photography for you. Very good indeed. Right, I haven't used the 600 yet, have I? Let's see what that can do. The sun is coming out. It comes out every now and then. I'm slowing down, not panicking. I got the 600mm out. Quite a difficult lens to compose. I've said it before, any sort of minute movement and it just completely throws off the composition. In the distance there is quite a famous building around here called Castle Hill, which overlooks Huddersfield, and that's what my subject was, because there's some nice mist hovering around its base. A very minimalistic shot. Yeah, but hopefully that would work. I've still got my eye on that original lone tree. It's a nice looking tree. Can I do out with it? Let's go and take a look. Managed to get a shot of the lone tree as I slowly pack up and end the session. I wanted to take advantage of the frost on the grass, some really strong features, but I tell you what, you could be here for hours and hours on end trying to find the ultimate tufts of grass. So I've basically wandered around handheld really low, throwing the lone tree out of focus just to add a bit of creativity. The sun is out, glorious morning. I'm going to head back, really enjoy myself, easily do. Don't get me wrong, I am missing the lakes, of course I am, and thank you for your patience as you stick by me. I'm sure a lot of you subscribe to this channel for my take on the fells and the Lake District, but that time will come, all being well, later on this year. Right, okay, take good care of yourself, keep smiling, bye bye for now.